on a Thursday night. We really appreciate it, man. Who's that by your front door? By first light and last. Who's that man, heart in hand, sleeping in your grass? In a coat of young frustration, with unfed appetite. Lock the door, Christina, I'm standing on your porch tonight. Who's there by your front door? We all thought he died. Who's that man knee deep in sand, waiting on the tide? With an atlas and a ladder, undaunted by the height. Lock the door, Christina, I'm standing on your porch tonight. Ever cared? Who else ever tried? Who's that man come to stand right by your crying side? With convictions I can't pay for, and habits I can't fight. Lock the door, Christina, I'm standing on your porch tonight. I'm destined to misuse you, determined to do you right. Lock the door, Christina. Lock the door, Christina. Lock the door, Christina. I'm standing on your porch tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am the day, I am the dawn, I am the darkness coming on. And I am once, I am twice, I am the whole, I'm just a slice. Some call me gone, some call me here, none around, none are near. I am right now, I am back then, I will return, don't ask me when. I am the disappointed kiss, I am the unexpected harvest. I am the old Kentucky home, I am the son who runs the farthest. I have done wrong, I will do wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing wrong. And I am faith, I am belief, except for when I'm not. I am the teeth of champions. I am rust and what a ride. And I'm sleep, I am breathing, I'm the missing of the passing seasons. I am the brush, I am the strokes, I'm sickness come to the best of folks. I am renewed, I am just made, I am unchanging. I'm a pasture fenced about the edge. I am Dakota thunder raging. And by my shoes and by my feet and by my soul in wonder, I am the tracks we've laid above. I am the tunnel running under. Thank you. Thanks very much, y'all. Thanks for listening. When the party starts on Monday and Christmas starts in June, when no one minds, I'll just arrive and I'll be leaving soon. If I return with hands half open, don't ask me where I was. I do my father's drugs. When every revolution sponsored by the state, there's no bravery in bayonets in tearing down the gates. If you see me with a rifle, don't ask me what it's for. I fight my father's wars. When hunger strikes a fashion and freedom is routine, when all the streets in Cleveland are named for Martin Luther King, you will see me at the protest, but you'll notice that I drag, I burn my father's flag. So when the party starts on Monday and Christmas starts in June, when no one minds, I'll just arrive and I'll be leaving soon. If I return with eyes half open, don't ask me where I was. I do my father's drugs. I do my father's drugs. Thank you. So look, there's a songwriter in Texas. He's about 75 years old now, okay? And that's a crucial detail of the story because this story happens about 10 years ago. So bear in mind, he's well into his 60s when this went down. He shot a man in the head in a bar fight in Waco, Texas, because the man stirred his drink with a switchblade. I said he stirred his drink with a switchblade. That's a pretty deep move for a bar fight, man. So that goes down. They go into the parking lot to settle it, and you know, what happens next is like a matter of public record, you know, in a court of law. Our hero, the songwriter, admits to just shooting this man in the head in the parking lot. And he was acquitted. He's acquitted, number one, because our country's insane, but number two, he was acquitted because Willie Nelson and Robert Duvall showed up to act as character witnesses for him. So he's lived an interesting life, and he's contributed some songs that I think, and many people think, are important pillars of the American, you know, songbook. And I want to play one for you tonight. This is a Billy Joe Shaver song. Oh, I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. I'm gonna grow and glow till I'm blue, pure, perfect. I'm gonna put a smile on everybody's face. I'm gonna kneel and pray every day, lest I should be conveyed along the way. I'm just an old chunk of coal, my God, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. Oh, I'm gonna learn a new way to walk. I'm gonna search and find a better way to talk. I'm gonna spit and polish my old rough-edged self till I get rid of every single flaw. I'm gonna be the world's best friend. I'm gonna walk around shaking everybody's hand. I'm just an old chunk of coal, my God, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. I said I'm just an old chunk of coal, my God, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. Billy Joe. Across from the prison and beside the Great Lake, below the rooftops and above the highway, the spirits pay rent on the basements they haunt, and the painters just draw pictures of the things that they want. I cook my dinner on the blacktop street. I come from the nation of heat. Outside the train station there's a bold painted sign. It says, try to be patient, don't forget to choose sides. We got the loudest explosions you ever heard. We got $2 soldiers and $10 words. If I didn't own boots, I wouldn't need feet. I come from the nation of heat. so vicious are the carnival rides. In the carnival barker will yell your name for a bribe. We got billboards for love and Japanese cars. It ain't rare to hear the streetlights call themselves stars. The more that I learn, the more that I cheat. I come from the nation of heat. I've seen skeleton mothers and hungry folks across the street from the kitchens that cook dinner the most. Sometimes you hear whispers by the dark of the moon that we promised too much and gave it too soon. Even our coughs and our fevers compete. I come from the nation of heat. Blocking borders with smiles, our immigrant sons. We measure loneliness in miles and misery in tons. There's a straw-hatted man rowing away from the shore. He says it's a shame they don't let you have slaves here anymore. I'm the ugliest man that you'll ever meet. I come from the nation of heat. Thank you. Thanks very much. Well, I got to tell y'all, last year, 2016, was a banner year for me personally. It was the first year in a decade that I spent more time at home than I did on the road playing music. Yeah, I knew it was time to make a change. It happened like in a moment, in an acute moment. I was in the lobby of a Days Inn in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I pulled my phone out of my pocket, and it had remembered the Wi-Fi password. So I said, why? And then I had to make a life change. And I learned a lot in my year at home. I learned that I feel much better if I eat food from one of the 5 major food groups rather than like 3/4 of a pound of hot trash, which was my diet for 10 years. I learned that I feel much better after, say, 30 minutes of vigorous exercise than I do after like 30 minutes of like, brooding in a van on Adderall. And more than anything else, I learned that whereas my alcohol consumption was very normal for a nightclub musician, among my wife's friends who are school teachers, I had pretty much reached the level of like a post-war Winston Churchill. So I decided I was going to have to moderate drinking, or I was going to have to hang it up, and I didn't want to have to hang it up. Has anyone here ever tried to moderate their drinking before? I tell you what, Philly, I've asked that question in a lot of cities, and you guys have the lowest percentage of people who have tried to moderate drinking. And I salute you, I do. I'm trying to think of who came as close. New York City was pretty close, but you guys beat them too. But you know what? What I'm here to tell you is that you're absolutely right to not have tried, because in my experience, it was basically a waking nightmare. And here's the deal with quitting your vice. All like the dark, weird energy that you put into your vice doesn't just disappear.
and you stop doing your vice, you know what I mean? I used to have a boss when I worked construction that used to say, don't ever trust anyone that doesn't have one obvious vice. Because if they don't have one obvious vice that you can see, they're getting all that dark energy out in some weird, fucked up way you don't know about. So it's better that you can see it. And so drinking was my obvious vice. And I didn't know where to put all that energy, man, all that dark. And I tried a lot of different things. I was so desperate, by the end of it, I tried transcendental meditation instead of drinking. I tried to sit in a room and achieve a moment of pure mental silence, ruined only by my inability to not mentally congratulate myself once I got to the moment of silence. You're a hell of a guy, Joe. Meditating like this. But the worst part about moderating drinking, and why, again, you guys are absolutely right as a people to have apparently never tried it, is all these really like distasteful parts of my personality that I had always ascribed to drinking, turns out fundamental building blocks of who I am. So, long story short, I'm back drinking again. I look forward to hanging with you guys after the show.
Here's the only child for 100 miles, living in the land of plenty. You could raise your cup anytime you want, never find it empty. But your plate was flush and you had so much, while others had not any. As you lay in bed where they shaved your head, now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. Well, it was hard to breathe when you knew no need. The crown had laid so heavy. At night you slept underneath your bed, both your pistols ready. But they stole your robes, now your clothes won't sell for a penny. You're free to rest your naked chest, now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. And the sirens cried in the afternoon. Did your mouth go dry? Did your blood run blue? Was it louder than a drum in an empty room? Did it strike so hard? 'Cause it rang so true. Here's a traveler in the wider world. The road was never friendly, so you turned around. You were homeward bound at the tender age of 20. When you arrived, you cried to find your mother had no memory. Once you were her only child, now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. Thank you. I don't know, but I could swear we left our better selves somewhere. These days all we do, it seems, chase our checks and call them dreams. I've known you since we were kids, with the whole world cut up on a dish. Then the work went south and your dad got sick, and the ground below began Bright beginnings often fade. Precious few can keep the flame. So let the chips fall where they may. We're headed out of town today, and where we're bound for I can say, 'cause there's no sure things in this life, babe. Bright beginnings often fade. Precious few can keep the flame. But all I have I'd give to stand beside that brightness once again. And all I have I would happily give. All I have I would happily give. All I have I would happily give. All I have I would happily give, baby. To stand there with you now. To stand there with you ever. To stand there with you now. To stand there with you ever. To stand there with you now. To stand there with you ever. To stand there with you now. To stand there with you ever. Thank you. If you've been listening closely so far, and you have, and I thank you for that very much. If you've been listening closely so far, you'll probably notice there's kind of a gaping hole in my repertoire of songs. Not a lot of love songs in what I do. I think it's really important to know what you're good at in life, you know what I mean? I think it's important to know what your wheelhouse is and stick with it. And I think we could all save ourselves a profound amount of like psychic pain if we would just write off like about 40% of things in life that we're just never going to be any damn good at, you know? And so that's what I did with love songs. I decided to focus on my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is not love songs. My wheelhouse, as you've heard so far, is more like... Yeah, but, all right, yeah, fair enough. About drugs, and my mom, and just basically songs about how you and everybody you know and love is going to die one day. Which I tell you this, very lucrative corner of the music business to be in. It's made me independently wealthy. I'm here in Philadelphia tonight for very sophisticated tax purposes that I can't get into, but. I got married a couple years ago, and I said, if there's ever going to be a chance to write a love song, this is it, you know? So I sat down, and this is what I was shooting for when I was writing it. Short, sweet, major key, very saccharine, very surface, very bubbly. She loves you, yeah, 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 you know? Just very, very ephemeral. And sat down, worked on very hard. Thought I had really hit the mark, took it, played it for my wife. She said it's the darkest song she's ever heard. The feeling of emptiness that she felt inside after listening to this song that I'm about to play for you, she compared to the same emptiness that she felt after listening to Townes Van Zant's Waiting Around to Die. So, I'm trying to tell you guys, I got another chart topper on my hands here. I think it falls somewhere in between our two interpretations. This song is called Pair of Shadows. if they're going to make a shadow out of me. Well, I guess I'll be the shadow of that post oak tree in the forest by your house where we used to meet. If they're going to make a shadow out of me. If they're going to make a shadow out of you. Well, I hope to catch the briefest glimpse as you go passing through, as the shadow of the Lincoln we drove to school. If they're going to make a shadow out of you. Lines will disappear as we grow darker, darker than we planned for at the start. The light of morning will get even farther until at last you can't tell us apart. So if they're going to make a shadow out of us, casting downward to the valley from an Appalachian bluff, I was born, then I loved you. I guess that was enough. If they're going to make a shadow out of us, if they're going to make a shadow out of us. Thank you. Like a morning star, like a firstborn son, well, my blistered heart has been lifted up, and through narrow eyes I have seen so long. Now my road is wide and my grievance gone. In my own long midnight is done. Like a steady job, like a heavy rain, I'll be close at hand when they call my name. I couldn't say as much even yesterday, but I have seen the flood and my heart has changed. In my own long midnight is done. Like a starving dog, like a naked slave, I had given up on a better day. But then who was I to refuse the gift? So I made up my mind and I tried again in my own long midnight is done. In my own long midnight is done. Thank you. And I've come to know the wish list of my father. I've come to know the shipwrecks where he wished. I've come to wish aloud among the overdressed crowd. Come to witness now the sinking of the ship, throwing pennies from the sea top next to it. And I've come to roam the forest past the village with a dozen lazy horses in my cart. I've come here to get high, to do more than just get by. I've come to test the timber of my heart. Or I've come to test the timber of my heart. I have come to be untroubled in my seeking. I have come to see that nothing is for naught. I've come to reach out blind, to reach forward and behind. For the more I seek, the more I'm sought. Oh, the more I seek, the more I'm sought. Come on. And I've come to meet the sheriff and his posse, to offer him the broadside of my jaw. I've come here to get broke and then maybe bum a smoke. We'll go drinking 2 towns over after all. We'll go drinking 2 towns over after all. And I've come to meet the legendary takers. I've only come to ask them for a lot. Well, they say I come with less than I should rightfully possess. I say the more I buy, the more I'm bought. And the more I'm bought, the less I cost. And I have come to take their servants and their surplus. And I have come to take their raincoats and their speed. I've come to get my fill, to ransack and spill. I've come to trade the harvest for the seed. Oh, I've come to trade the harvest for the seed. And I've come to know the manger that you sleep in. I have come to be the stranger that you keep. I've come from down the road, and my footsteps never slowed. Before we met, I knew we'd meet. Ah, before we met, I knew we'd meet. And I've come here to ignore your cries and heartaches. I've come to closely listen to you sing. I've come here to insist that I leave here with a kiss. I've come to say exactly what I mean, and I mean so many things. And you've come stubborn as a butcher, and you've come to know me thankless as a guest. But will you recognize my face when God's awful grace strips me of my jacket and my vest and reveals all the treasure in my chest? Thank you. Got one more song. I'd really like to thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much. You've been a wonderful audience. Thanks to Elephant Revival. Thanks to Ardmore. This is a great club. After my set and after Elephant's set, I'll be right back here, shamelessly hawking merchandise, not unlike a gypsy. So come back, and we have vinyl, we have CDs. If you're thinking of buying a CD, do remember that it is 2017. And so you can buy it, but then on your way home, reflect on choices that you've made. So we got some vinyl, some CDs, got some hats, got some shirts, got a very interesting timeshare opportunity that I'd like to talk to you guys about as well. I think you deserve it. I think you do. I know it's not easy to listen to just a dude with his guitar. I really appreciate you giving it a shot. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much. Speak plainly, Diana, there's nothing to understand. Yes, there's mysteries in the basement, but there's comic books upstairs. And there's a wrecking ball in the front yard, but there's blueprints on the couch. Speak plainly to me, Diana, we'll build ourselves a house. Said, I don't mind riding around, I don't mind riding around. There's no safety, Diana, and there's nobody to blame. Even daylight will surprise you, even dreams will end the same. So when there's too much to remember, and you remember me, speak plainly to me, Diana, we'll swim into the sea. I said I don't mind riding around, I don't mind riding around, I don't mind riding around. 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 Oh, come lately, Diana, quit what's got you down. Steal from the tallest cabinet, make your favorite sound. When there's too much to get rid of, and you get rid of me, oh, speak plainly to me, Diana, there's nothing you must be. I said I don't mind riding around, 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 I don't mind. Thanks so much. Enjoy Elephant Revival. I'll see you next time.